What's happening, Magnus? So, one of you some of them bitches wrote me the other day, and you commented on one of my videos, and you're like, you got a woman to apologize? How'd you get a woman to apologize? Women never apologize. And I'm going to answer that question. I don't know what story I was telling in that video, but I want to say this first. In my experience with women, from my understanding, women actually say sorry more than men. Because they want to get past the issue and just, I'm sorry. It's like a cordial thing for them to say to get the water under the bridge and to move on. So I would assume that the way I'm going to answer this question is that the women, when I get a woman to apologize, I get a real apology, okay? And what I mean by that is she literally says to me, I'm sorry, you're right. And I don't mean, I'm sorry, you're right. Okay, no, I'm not talking about that. It's about, I'm sorry, you're right, and they explain why I'm right. Because these are the type of apologies that I normally get from women when I've had arguments. I can think of two women right now. But right now, I also got a limousine in my lot outside filled with girls ready for me to go, woo. But enough of that right now. I'm here to answer your question. Woo. Alright, so how do you get a woman to apologize, to give you a real, an official, released, leaked footage apology? I'm going to tell you how. The two women that I can think of that I got apologies from like that were very emotional women, hot-tempered women. And how do people act when they're extremely emotional or quick, hot-tempered? They don't make no fucking sense. You can't have arguments with them because logic goes right out the fucking window. They don't listen to reason. Whatever they've developed in their mind is what they've developed. And as hard as you try to argue with them, they won't listen. And with women like that, I've learned that I just don't argue anymore. I hang up on them. I stop texting. I stop messaging. If they're right here, I'm like, I'm not even talking to you about this no more until you calm the fuck down. We're not even doing it. Okay? That is the first step. Because the first step in arguing with a woman, okay, that's very hot-tempered and very emotional, is you can't get anywhere until they are calm. Okay? Just like you MMA fighters and martial artists, boxers, people know, like, you can't really win a fight if you're angry because your mind does not think properly. Okay? You have to be calm to be able to think, to be able to have a strategy when you are having a discussion, a debate, an argument, a real fight, whatever it is in life. You need to be calm to be able to assess the situation properly. And I know this because I used to have a very hot temper. Okay? Nowadays, the only way someone can get me really angry is if, it's like, for example, a woman. If a woman is in a relationship with me and she knows what makes me angry, and it's official, she knows what makes me angry, and she's agreed not to do it anymore, if she continues to do it on purpose, then you're going to get it from me, and it's going to be a tsunami of destruction coming with it, because you meant to make me mad. So I'm going to give you what you've been asking for. But, so that's the first step. Wait until she's calm, okay? Although I will say I've had arguments with women where they were where they were very, just illogical, irrational, and they called me later and they said, you're right, I was wrong, You know, when you said this, you were absolutely right. When I sat down, I calmed down, and I thought about it. You were right. And I'm telling you right now, whenever I have arguments or discussions with women or debates, I'm telling you, right now in my life, 98% of the time I'm right. Every single time. Okay? I have a track record because I'm able to stay calm. Okay? So if you want to get an apology out of your woman, first of all, make sure she's calm. Make sure she's rational. And third of all, make sure you're calm. So you can think and assess the situation properly when you're discussing with the woman what bothered you and you're trying to get this apology from her. Okay? So you're going to want to make sure they're calm. Just make sure that they're calm. And I think that that is the main reason why a lot of guys in arguments don't get an apology or get a sorry or, you know, out of a woman, because that woman is, you know, she's strong-willed, pig-headed, you know, hard-headed. She don't want to listen to you. A lot of men are like that too. A big complaint from women is that men never apologize. And I have learned that, and I've told women in relationships, like, look, I believe it's part of being a man to apologize when you're wrong, to recognize when you're wrong, and give apologies when they are definitely needed. So I have definitely said sorry to women when I felt I was wrong and when I knew I was wrong. You know, sometimes you don't want to do it just because you want to hold your fucking ground, okay? Sometimes you have to do it not only to make peace, but because it's the right thing to do. It's like, yo, man, you were wrong. Apologize to her. You know what I mean? Do it. So I believe personally, you know, we're doing this video, I believe that women that, you know, that you are dealing with that aren't apologizing, you know, they're being, like I said, strong-willed, pig-headed. They're probably being very emotional, and they're probably still angry about the situation. And that's the reason why you never get the apology, because they never sit down and think to themselves, I was wrong. Now, hey, you could probably never get apologies from a woman because you're probably wrong all the time. Now, that does happen from time to time. You know what I mean? It's not that men are always right or women are always right. Sometimes one person in the relationship has the ability to see the forest through the trees and the other one doesn't. I just happen to be that person, and I happen to be in a couple of relationships the person that could see the forest through the trees. And the girl I was dealing with couldn't, you know? And the couple that I'm thinking about, like, one of them got a lot better because that one was longer of a relationship than the other one. But one of them, you know, so I got to see her change over time. But, you know, it was extremely difficult dealing with her in the relationship. And literally it was because she could never get rid of that anger and, you know, inability to just think. You know, a couple of arguments near the end of our relationship is the reason why I ended it, you know, so that's what happens. But, you know, the other girls, kind of a different story, you know what I mean, and a shorter relationship, but she had a lot of the same traits as the other one, and it was like, you know, okay, you know, it's like, you just don't think. You know, some people that their switch, it just flips spontaneously, like they just can't think. It's like the guy, your homeboy you go out with to the bar that's always quick to punch somebody in the face. Like, they don't think. They have this quick temper because of problems that they currently have from their past that they've never gotten rid of, you know, they've never worked on, you know, or at least gave a bad attempt to work on it. So, coming from experience on my side and from dealing with women, if you want a woman to apologize, find a time, or at least to see your side. They may not apologize, but at least to see your side. Find a time when you're calm and she's calm. You say, listen, I want to talk about what happened the other day. I want you to stay calm. I'm going to stay calm. explain to me how you felt. Listen to her, then explain to her how you felt and what you were trying to explain in the argument that you had. I mean, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, I always got an apology. 9 times out of 10, always got an apology, or at least, okay, I understand. Or sometimes, at the very least, okay, well, I still disagree with you, but we can agree to disagree, and I understand how you feel now. There's a squirrel outside climbing up this railing. He climbed up and he was like, anyway, all right, y'all. I'm done answering this question. The key to getting someone to understand you and getting an apology is talking to them calmly, rationally, and making sure that they are calm and unemotional at the time that you explain what you have to explain. And to this day, I never have a problem getting an apology from a woman. And women, you can use the same strategy for men. Just make sure he's calm. Just make sure you explain yourself and he explains how he feels. Because sometimes people don't always feel the way you feel when something is said or when something is done. So you'll be the one that's be like, nobody acts like that. Why'd you get angry at that? That's the way they act. That's the way they're angry. Some people out there literally do get angry over the same things that your girlfriend or boyfriend gets angry over. You just haven't met them. And while they also may be the minority that get angry over that shit, it's still possible. So find out how they feel and why they feel the way they do. Then explain yourself, and then you should be all right. All right? 1 million subscribers. Woo!